The bridge of the Zephyrian cruiser Stellar Harmony hummed with quiet efficiency as Captain Vextar examined the sensor readings with growing curiosity. The unknown vessel had appeared at the edge of their patrol sector without warning. No jump signature, no dimensional ripple, nothing to indicate how it had arrived. Communications Officer Krell, open a standard hailing frequency, Vexitar commanded, his three eyes focusing intently on the strange craft displayed on the main view screen. The vessel was unlike anything in their databases. Its hull gleamed with an odd metallic sheen, and its design seemed almost primitive compared to the elegant curves of Zephyrian architecture. Yet something about its angular construction suggested a brutal efficiency that made Vextar's scales ripple with unease. "Frequency open, Captain," Krell reported, his tentacles dancing across the communication console. "Unknown vessel. This is Captain Vexitar of the Zephyrian Stellar Navy ship Harmony. You have entered restricted space. Please identify yourself and state your intentions." For several moments, only static filled the channel. Then a voice crackled through, clear, confident, and speaking in perfect galactic standard. "This is Lieutenant Adam Chen of the Earth vessel Defiance, operating under the authority of Earth Control. We are on a diplomatic mission to the Andromeda station." The bridge fell silent. Vextar felt his blood turn to ice in his veins. Around him, his crew had frozen at their stations, some dropping tools, others gripping their consoles with white-knuckled terror. Earth Control. The words that had become legend across 1,000 worlds. The words that had turned the tide of the Void War and brought the seemingly unstoppable hegemony to its knees. The words that preceded humanity's terrifying emergence as the galaxy's newest apex predator. "Captain?" Krell whispered, his voice trembling. "What are your orders?" Vextar's mind raced. 3 years ago, the galaxy had learned of Earth's existence in the most dramatic way possible. The hegemony had been systematically conquering the outer rim worlds, their biomechanical ships proving unstoppable against conventional forces. Then came reports of a new species, humans they called themselves, who fought with a savagery and ingenuity that defied all tactical doctrine. The story seemed impossible at first. Humans who refused to surrender even when facing certain death. Humans who turned cargo haulers into weapons of war. Humans who somehow convinced entire hegemony fleets to defect through a combination of psychological warfare and impossible acts of heroism. But the impossible had become reality when Earth Control's flagship, the Indomitable, had arrived at the Battle of Kepler's Gate with a fleet of converted human vessels. What followed was not just a victory. It was a demonstration of human warfare that had sent shockwaves throughout galactic civilization. "Lieutenant Chen," Vextar managed, trying to keep his voice steady. "This is an unexpected honor. Please, what assistance can we provide?" The human's response came with what sounded like amusement. "Just safe passage, Captain. We're carrying a diplomat to negotiate mining rights with the Andromedans. Nothing dramatic this time. Nothing dramatic. As if humanity did anything that wasn't dramatic." The crew of the Defiance probably considered reshaping galactic politics to be routine maintenance. "Of course, Lieutenant. Please transmit your flight plan, and we'll ensure clear passage through our sector." As the data came through, Vextar noticed something that made his scales ripple again. The crew manifest listed only 12 humans aboard. 12. The hegemony had learned to fear human fleets, but the truly terrifying stories were about what small human units could accomplish when properly motivated. "Captain?" his tactical officer whispered urgently. "Their ship." "It's not showing any weapon signatures." Vextar studied the readings more carefully. The human vessel appeared completely unarmed, its energy signatures consistent with a standard diplomatic transport. Yet every instinct honed by decades of military service screamed that appearances could be deceiving where humans were concerned. "Lieutenant Chen," he ventured carefully, "our sensors indicate you're traveling without escort or defensive armament. Given the recent pirate activity in this sector, would you accept an escort to the station?" There was a pause, then what definitely sounded like human laughter. "That's very kind of you, Captain, but I think we'll manage. Our pilot assures me she can handle anything short of a full battle fleet." The pilot. Vextar accessed the crew manifest again. Lieutenant Maheen Qureshi, listed as Navigation and Helm Officer. According to her file, she had been one of the legendary pilots at the Battle of Titan's Reach, where human fighters had somehow outmaneuvered hegemony interceptors, despite being technically inferior in every measurable way. Very well, Vextar replied. Safe travels, Lieutenant. And please, give our regards to Earth Control. Will do, Captain. Defiance out. As the human ship accelerated toward the jump point with impossible smoothness, Vextar's communications officer looked up nervously. Sir, should we report this encounter? Vextar considered. Protocol demanded he file a report on any unknown vessel, but this was far from unknown. This was Earth Control, and reporting their movements felt uncomfortably like intelligence gathering against the species that had saved them all from the hegemony. Log the encounter as routine diplomatic traffic, he decided. No need to complicate things. As the Defiance vanished into hyperspace, the bridge crew slowly returned to their duties. But Vextar remained at his command station, staring at the empty space where the human ship had been. Earth Control, the words that had once struck terror into the hearts of the galaxy's greatest military power, now served as a reminder that humanity had chosen to use their terrifying capabilities for protection rather than conquest. The same species that had turned the tide of the greatest war in galactic history was now sending unarmed diplomatic vessels through space, trusting in their reputation alone for protection. It was, Vextar reflected, perhaps the most human thing of all, to be terrifying and noble in equal measure, and to somehow make both seem effortless. In the depths of space, the Defiance continued toward its destination, carrying its small crew and the weight of humanity's legend among the stars.